Gemini. Welcome to your 7-day forecast with angelic ascensions. No disclaimer today. We're just going to get right into it. Spirit guys, show me what's going on for the Gemini nation over the next 7 days. Gemini, looks like you're spending a lot of time on social media. You're watching socials, you're interacting on socials. There could be someone possibly sending you a message on social media, possibly this fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So you could be active, very active parents. Maybe you're new parents. You have a baby. You might have a baby on the way, or this is news of a child. That could be a new addition to the family. It seems like you're moving. Some of you could be moving to another phase in life, possibly. It looks like you got an issue here with being on time. Capricorn, timeliness. It feels like it's going to be important this week. There's a Capricorn, obviously, that's coming into your energy. Gemini. You got a Capricorn cross watcher. Somebody's feeling sad. Maybe a bit guilty over the fact that you blocked them. Gemini. Somebody wants to speak to you. Maybe there's someone that you might need to speak to, and maybe you're not. Maybe this is where you're late. Maybe this is some sort of follow-up, Capricorn. Because it looks like there's somebody that you need to talk to, but you're not feeling super confident about talking to this person about a particular matter. So it seems like you're thinking about something and it's causing you to feel overwhelmed. It seems like you got a lot of pressure on you this week too. A lot of deadlines, a lot of pressure. Being organized this week and being disciplined is going to take you far. Some sort of fear that you're having is going to require you to face it. Spirit is nudging you to face your fears this week. Gemini, with whatever this happens to be, especially if there's a situation that you've been avoiding. Seems like you're worried that maybe there's going to be a loss of some kind if you maybe say something. I don't know. I'm going to see exactly what this is. Emotionally, it feels like you're going through it. Or you're dealing with someone who is. It seems like you're doing a lot of reflecting this week. So that could be where this sorrow and this regret is coming from. It could be from self-reflection. Hello, Kenzie. Hey, Kenzie. How are you? There's someone that you're not speaking to. Maybe you're just avoiding someone altogether. It seems like you're really hurt by something. You do have an earth sign that's coming in. This could be a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Okay, let's see what's going on in your situation. What is somebody avoiding? It looks like somebody needs something this week, Gemini. It doesn't look like somebody wants to ask you for help. So maybe they're going to try to figure it out on their own. But it definitely feels like there's somebody that needs something. I'm not sure exactly what this is. It could be emotional support. It could be a financial need. Definitely a shoulder to cry on. Yes. You're on somebody's mind, Gemini. Somebody may have had a dream about you. You're worried about something. Yeah, you're an air sign. So it just seems like you're lost in thought. You're overthinking something. There is something that you're avoiding. So let's talk about it. I was saying you're avoiding speaking to somebody. Who is this though? Because it looks like you're trying to keep a chill demeanor about something, but it just seems like something is just, you're vexed mentally. Like you're worried. Your mind doesn't seem to be at rest. Well, it just seems like maybe you're feeling drained too. Especially with maybe it comes to socializing with people. So this week, Gemini, people might see you as distant. Maybe somebody that doesn't want to talk, doesn't really want to interact. And it could be this King of Wands that might feel this way. Maybe you're drained because of this individual. Definitely feels like you're drained because of work. This is a debt that I think that you're avoiding. So this might be a creditor that maybe you're talking to. Composure. This is Gemini. Trying to tell you. Somebody's avoiding something. This is you. You're in need of something, or somebody around you is. It looks like help is coming through. But it seems like somebody needs to say what's on their mind. Yeah. There's somebody that you're not talking to. In fact, I think you blocked someone. And I think someone would like to approach you, but right now they're a bit nervous to say a word to you. Why? I'm happy it's over. So somebody might be under the impression that maybe you are. Or this is somebody trying to paint a picture for you that they're happy that the relationship is over. It seems like somebody is still in love. And maybe somebody is moving on and somebody's hurt about it. And just really obsessing about the fact that maybe it's over. It's done. Some of you Geminis, you're walking away from a relationship, or you already have a marriage, a long-term relationship. Or for some of you, this is the fear that you're having to face, is that it's time to let somebody go. Somebody fears that maybe somebody else is going to come and swoop you up, or they already have. Looks like you're very spiritual. You're very into spiritual things. You meditate. It looks like you're trying to get aligned in your life. Okay. There's a separation. Somebody feels they're really feeling it. They're really feeling like an outsider in your life right now. And it seems like whomever you're, maybe you kind of nudged out of your life, might be going through it. Might be going through something really intense. And maybe you were that person that was very compassionate toward them. Maybe you were someone that gave them good advice. Somebody's going through it. Somebody's going through something that's really intense for them right now. And they're really thinking about something. Possibly thinking about the connection that the two of you had, and the fact that they could talk to you when they were going through whatever they were going through. This could be a friend that you dropped, Gemini, or a cross watcher. Why did you block somebody? Let's see. Let's see why you're not talking to someone right now. Maybe you felt used by someone, or you are currently feeling used, manipulated. Could be somebody that's under the impression that somebody only calls them when they need something. You might be feeling this way, or somebody might be feeling, or somebody's worried that maybe somebody's going to feel that way. So let's see what's going on in your relationships, because it definitely feels like your intuition is telling you something. It seems like there is some jealousy. It seems like jealousy has become a very toxic emotion for someone. Try to figure out why you're feeling jealous. Oh, it feels that there's somebody that's maybe trying to steal away somebody's partner. I see somebody being very seductive, but sneaky. And there's some temptation, and it seems that somebody is giving into this temptation. And this is you not knowing if your intuition is telling you something, or if you're overthinking it. But whatever you're sensing and feeling, or you've had a dream or premonition about, it feels that it hurts. You might be worried or concerned that somebody is dealing with an ex. Or for some of you, you might feel that an ex crept back in or is creeping back in and causing problems for your relationship. For some of you, this is an ex that's thinking about you. But maybe yeah, hmm I think so. Somebody's playing a lot of games, Gemini. Or maybe literally somebody is just on the game a lot. So this week, it feels like somebody's acting emotionally unavailable. For some of you, what you're realizing is that somebody is in another relationship, and this is why somebody's giving you mixed signals. It's because they're really not truly available. So I see somebody is lying, keeping a lot of secrets. Some of you, somebody might be seeing other people behind your back. When I'm saying other people, they might be paying for sex, possibly with a prostitute. So it seems like for some of you, somebody has a full-fledged addiction here. Some of you are dealing with you're in a physically abusive relationship. And so I'm trying to figure out, are you getting out of this situation? Because just like I told Capricorn, I'm like, it does not appear. This is a love relationship. I'm like, well, what are you doing here? It doesn't look like you seem happy. Maybe you're just trying to figure it out this week. I'm not sure. But it seems like you're not sure what you and someone else that's around you are doing from day to day. Morality is the issue. So, yeah, I was telling you, there's a whole situation where, why did this slip my mind? There's a whole situation where you're feeling that somebody is using you. Obviously, you're giving somebody the silent treatment. It could possibly be a Leo. Yeah. Whatever you don't see or don't know about is definitely coming into your awareness this week. This includes children. This includes their schoolwork because it just feels like you got a kid that's really struggling emotionally. They're really going through it, really having a hard time, maybe coping with something in their personal life. And maybe right now they don't have the wherewithal to be real with you about what they're feeling and thinking. But as I get more context, we're going to see what is really going on with other people that are around you. Really trying to see what has you in this state of mind. It looks like you got some good news coming in. Like you got some keys that are maybe about to be put into your hands. Gemini, somebody is writing you a message. Somebody might be waiting for your reply. Okay, it looks like you're trying to get some things together in your life. And right about now, it feels like things are off track. But something that you really want, and it seems like it's not happening. So you're feeling overwhelmed. It seems like you're worried about the outcome of something that might be happening. It seems like there's something that you don't know. Like it's the not knowing of something that's kind of driving you crazy right now. Are things going to get back on track in your life? It's that sort of thing. And then it seems like in the background of your situation, you got some strangers that are just real um, watchful of you. They're watching, but they're not saying anything, Gemini. They're kind of paying attention. And it's like, well, maybe you feel like that's strange. Maybe you're kind of noticing just strangers and weirdos just observing you. Yeah. Okay. So this week, Gemini, It doesn't feel like you feel as though your life has a particular direction, or that you can kind of control the things that are happening in your life. So you might feel like you're just kind of drifting along, but it feels like you've hit an obstacle, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. For some of you, the obstacle is communication. Obviously, it seems like there's a communication barrier between you and someone. Like I mentioned, you blocked someone, or you're just deliberately not talking to them. Someone wants to connect with you. Somebody wants your advice. They're in need of direction. They're lost, and they feel that you're somebody, like I said, that can put them back on track or give them some sort of direction. And right now, that's what it feels like. Somebody is just lost. They don't know what to do. Life is just very confusing for somebody right now. And so I think that's what somebody misses, that interaction. So right now you're separated from this person physically, maybe even emotionally, and it looks like somebody wants to move forward. They want this obstacle, this communication obstacle, to kind of be removed. This could even be that maybe somebody is, I mentioned you, sending you a message. Maybe somebody has tried to contact you before, Gemini, and maybe it's just really hard to get a hold of you. So whatever this messy situation is in your personal life, it seems like you're going to overcome this. But it seems like you're really judging your pace. Maybe you feel like you're just going way too slow when it comes to something, a particular goal that you're trying to reach. It definitely feels like you're a bit impatient about a goal, especially a financial one. What's the obstacle in your relationship, though? Well, we talked about that. I keep searching for the answer. It's communication, but what's going to be done about it, though? I guess we'll get to that. This week, it seems like you're really under a lot of stress. So it seems like your whole body is feeling this. You might be having body aches. Seems like your muscles are just kind of tense. You're having a hard time breathing because of stress. So this week, this is why I feel like your spirit guides are saying get grounded, meditate. Okay, because it looks like you got to find a way to calm your energy, calm your chi. It feels like it's just all over the place. Got something going on with your skin? Maybe you have a skin reaction when you get kind of anxious. This is a week where your spirit guides are saying they want you to recharge your batteries. Okay, because I mentioned to you, you feel drained. This is going to help you make better decisions, because you don't want to make decisions coming from this standpoint. This is why Spirit is saying calm down, relax, come from a relaxed standpoint when you're making some decisions this week, especially because of all of the stress that you have on you. You've had a lot of this stress has been going on for a while. And maybe this is like, I just want to get away. I don't want to have to deal with this stuff anymore. That's what this feels like. Like I mentioned to you, you're under a lot of pressure. This week, it feels like you are trying to find a solution to a problem, but you feel blocked by your issues. You feel blocked by problems. So life is seeming kind of overwhelming. But you got to be able to drown out the inner chatter. We talked about that. Maybe you're having some issues with your phone. Maybe it's hard for you to get a signal this week. Maybe when you really need it. And maybe that's something that's stressing you out too. You had a lot coming at you. So I was mentioning to you, you got strangers that are just kind of watching. Yeah. Because somebody's really fixated on you. One person in particular, I think it's many. I don't think it's just one. So I was saying that you got a lot of energy coming at you. Some of you, this is aggression. This is the spite of other people. There's somebody that's sending you negative energy. It just seems like it might be kind of hard for you to stay on target. Maybe you're shopping at Target this week. Gemini. I'm trying to see what this is. So you blocked somebody. Somebody wants to come back into your life. This person could be a musician. Maybe they play an instrument, they sing, they're a performer, or this sort of thing. It just seems like somebody wants to be around you again. I think I'm trying to figure out, are they going to make the effort to do so? I don't think somebody feels that they can. They're probably not going to. Somebody's feeling discouraged that they can make things right, especially after an argument or somebody has really put their foot in their mouth. It just seems like somebody's not sure how to change a situation around with you, and that would be the obstacle. That's the wall that the two of you have hit. This is somebody that feels like you have a wall up. This is family, Gemini. Family might feel that you have a wall up, that you are in this protective bubble, and that it's hard to maybe speak to you. And maybe you speak to this person normally on a daily basis, but it feels like there's something maybe pressing that's on this person's mind, something in particular that they want to talk about, and maybe they feel like it's not easy to discuss it with you. Spirit guide, show me what's going on with Gemini. Somebody feels like maybe you're emotionally detached, Gemini, or this is who you're dealing with. Well, that's how somebody is seeing you. And it's because of you're not wanting to deal with the unnecessary stress or drama. Maybe it's because of this person, or just period, because you're just drained, right? So maybe right now it's like, maybe this is why you're kind of tuning people out. People could possibly get the wrong impression about why you're not accessible, Gemini, or maybe why you're not returning their messages. That's what this looks like to me. It seems like you're really concerned about numbers too. I think it's your money. It's your house. So we're talking about numbers. Maybe you're seeing a lot of repeating numbers. Maybe it's phone numbers. Maybe it's a pen that maybe you're trying to remember this week. It just seems like Spirit is speaking to you symbolically this week. You're going to be seeing a lot of numbers, and it seems like these numbers really do mean something. So what's going on? So you're not talking to family, or family, come on with it. Who is this weirdo watching you? Like I said, strangers, and I was telling you, I don't think it's one person. I think it's a few people. Especially if you're on social media. Seems like something is really grabbing a lot of attention, Gemini. This is you watching a child. Oh, what is going on? Is somebody watching your kid? Maybe you need somebody to watch your kid this week. Maybe you're needing a babysitter. Who's watching you is possibly your weird neighbors. Why though? This is so weird. Why is somebody watching you like that? Some people find you very unusual, Gemini. Something that's just very unusual about you. It seems like it's catching people's attention. It's grabbing people's attention, or you have a very unusual child. Once again, strangers watching you. See, somebody watches you, but they try to act like they don't watch you, Gemini, but they do. Like I said, especially if you're online, somebody's denying that they watch you. You know, you're aware. You know what's going on. Okay. Well, what's grabbing attention is a whole bunch of shouting, a lot of yelling. So maybe this is people overhearing things. Okay, this is why they're nosy. There's a lot of noise coming from your camp, this feels like. Unless this is something that you're observing. You might feel like maybe your neighbors or people around you, fighting. Like they're just obnoxious, they're loud. So this feels like this would be why somebody is catching the attention. Yeah. Are you having a back and forth with your kid? Or maybe this is your child's father that's possibly coming back around? Or you're dating someone that has a child? No, when was the last time you spoke to your mom? There's definitely a mother that's coming in to protect their child. So there could definitely be, maybe there's a child that feels like their parent is lecturing them about something. Maybe it could be the way that you're changing your tone about how you're approaching a child. Okay, because there's a child that feels like you're preaching to them and they're like, no, can you just listen? Can you just be that compassionate ear? So let's talk about that. So if we're talking about parent-child relationships, this definitely feels that your child might be going through something. And maybe you are the one to give them that vote of confidence, that advice that they need to be able to face whatever it is that they're dealing with. Because I promise you, somebody in your situation, whether it is you or someone else, is facing some sort of adversity. They don't know how to solve their dilemma. And you might be the one, like I said, that gives them that advice. There's a lot of interference. There's people in the background that might have their say, but it feels like there's something valuable that you have to say that other people may want to hear. Now, if this is not just one individual, we're talking about strangers. We're talking about people that, and I mentioned that you have a lot of influence over others, that there's something important that it feels like you're saying to others. So this could be other people tuning in to hear what you have to say. Maybe you give others sound advice on social networks and this sort of thing. Maybe this is what I'm observing. Keep your composure, this feels like. Let's talk about that because I kind of feel like that's at work. I don't know if you're breaking down at work because it's written all over your face that you're going through something. Let's see what's going on at work for the Gemini. Maybe for some of you that's the stress, is that you don't have work. Hi, 8 a.m. UK time. It is 12:19 a.m. here on the West Coast. Thank you for tuning in so early in the morning. I didn't realize it was that late. Wow. Okay, Gemini. What's going on with the Gemini nation? You definitely have a father figure that's coming back. So if this is you with your own dad issues, this is you possibly speaking to a counselor. You could possibly be going to counseling. Maybe that's who you're speaking to. A counselor. There could be a kid that's speaking to a counselor at school too. Because I promise you, something concerning a child is relevant. There's a child that's going through something. So they could possibly be talking to a counselor at school. But yeah, you got a parental figure that's coming back into the picture. Or at least that's who they want to. Seems like one parent is the disciplinarian and the other one is the fun parent. It seems like it's that. It feels like there's a kid that might feel like they have to choose. Or there's a parent that feels left out. Because there's a parent may feel that that their child is closer to the other parent and not them. This could also be a parent looking back. Yes. Yeah, I think this is you reflecting on your childhood, some of you. You may have had a very strict parent. And you're like, no, you did not break me. Something's going on here. And maybe this is because you had such a strict parent. This is why you're going to counseling. To kind of break away from some old blockages that have been keeping you stuck and stagnant for a while, Gemini. So at work, yes, it definitely feels like that's where the stress is. Seems like you had a lot going on at work. There are a lot of people that are depending on you. You're behind. Maybe you don't know how to catch up. And that's where the obstacle is at work. Is that. How do you manage what the heck is on your plate? It seems like there's something you'd rather do, though. Maybe it's a particular project that maybe you really want to dive into, but it seems like you just got a lot of busy work, a lot of stuff that's maybe preventing you from doing something that you really would like to do. Um, so I think that you're distracted at work. Maybe you're dating somebody at work. There's some gifts here. Some of you are dealing with an Aquarius. You might be going to visit an Aquarius or a Pisces for their birthday. If you're dating somebody at work, it's your business what you do. You do what you want. But what I will tell you is if you can keep it discreet, please do. Because I mentioned to you, you've got some watchers, people that are just overly curious about your relationship, people that are running their mouths. Some people are watching because they're concerned, and other people are watching. Maybe this is even family members that are kind of like observing what's going on in a particular relationship. But like I said, if you can keep it discreet at work, it seems like it's going to grab a lot of attention. Some of this attention may not be the greatest, or it might be that, you know, like it's a sitcom, it's a drama for people. They're like, oh, Gemini is going through something. Oh, that this couple that they're going through stuff. Oh, let me see. Let me figure out what the tea is. Let me see the gossip. Okay, so if this is what I mean by if you can keep it discreet, keep it under wraps, because somebody in the office likes to run their mouth. There's a Virgo that just entered your reading. Are you going camping? Possibly. It seems like you got some good things that are coming. Did you get fired? Because Spirit is talking to you about keeping your composure. I think this is emotionally. Maybe you might feel like you're on the verge of a breakdown at work. Maybe it's your car. Maybe your car's broken down or whatever. But I think this is you with an emotional breakdown. And so some of you are having an issue with your boss. Or you got somebody that's really going out of their way to kind of micromanage you. It just seems like I mentioned to you, you got a lot coming at you this week, Gemini. So the stress is real. And for some of you, you don't work with other people. You work from home. And maybe your home atmosphere is pretty chaotic. And it's hard for you to concentrate. It's hard for you to finish one task and go to the other. But it's very clear that you have a creative mind. And maybe that's what that this project is that you really see yourself working on. Because I see like a project that maybe you really want to make some progress on. I think it's a creative one. And I do feel that you might want to look into what's going on with this vehicle. Because it seems like this vehicle might have you stranded. You could possibly be negotiating a new deal. Maybe at the dealership. Maybe you're talking to somebody about a car. But maybe right now, finances are not where you really like in tip-top shape as far as you maybe getting credit extended to you and this sort of thing. I think you might be approved for a loan, Gemini. So this is either somebody loaning you money or this is like something, like I said, a formality, like a car loan. Some of you are stressed out because of a job search. And this is the energy that I'm seeing here. Some of you, maybe you really are wanting to work. It seems like you had some sort of mishap at work. Maybe you fell. Maybe there was an injury or there's an illness that has kept you from being able to get the work done that you need to get done. But I do feel like there's going to be a positive response for you as far as a job search is concerned. It does feel like there's some good news that is coming in for you as far as work is concerned. You are on social media. You see live in the background. So it does feel like there's something that you're posting on social media. And like I said, it feels like it's garnering the attention of strangers. People are really tuned in. Some people are tuned in to be nosy and maybe gather information about you, gather facts, because that's what somebody's wanting to do. Then in the background, it feels like you've got somebody that's constantly complaining. Somebody's putting you on blast. Or like I said, you just got somebody in the background that is just very obnoxious. And maybe that is the sound of somebody's voice that is just giving you a headache. You photograph, or you a photographer, Gemini? Seems like you're a photographer, you're a writer, you're a blogger, you're spiritual, you could be a tarot reader. Yeah, I think you're on the, excuse me, what am I trying to say? Online. Yes, I think so. Yeah. So back to work. Yeah. All these deadlines. Like I said, that's the thing that is stressing you out at work. Your finances are stressing you out. So since we're talking about work, let's talk about your money. Well, I think we did talk about your money. If there is a bill that you're late for, as it does feel like Gemini or Crosswatcher, it's a normal thing for you. Some bills got paid, some didn't. You're behind with certain bills. It's obvious. Because if we're talking about your money, it just seems like you've been going through it in that area of your life. Seems like you're really going out of your way to try to get it together. Well, let's talk about this with your animal. You got a pet. Maybe they need a checkup. Maybe they need to go. Did you lose a pet? This feels like you're worried about your pet. You might have gotten into a fender bender. You had a lot of things going on. It feels like you're moving, or someone around you could be. But before you move, it looks like you're trying to resolve a financial situation. So it looks like you're in a little bit of debt here. And there's a situation that you're trying to get turned around. Maybe you are house hunting. Maybe you're not sure where to look. And maybe you're looking in the wrong location, the wrong city. Maybe it's time to extend your search, whatever this is that you're doing on the internet, job search or whatever. It just seems like maybe you're kind of maybe branching out a little bit more. But if this is a job search, I told you it's going to be fruitful. You're going to be getting a call back. Now, this is you're moving, because some of you hate moving. You're like, oh my God, I am so tired of moving. I don't want to move. It could be that a contract is up, Gemini. So maybe that's what you're doing on the internet, trying to find a new place. Oh, well, it looks like you had a legal situation that's stepping in the way. Or some of you getting evicted. This is eviction, possibly foreclosure. Some of you are trying to get a house sold, or maybe that's the issue. Maybe you don't own your house, and maybe the owner of your house is selling it. Is this who you need to speak to? You need to speak to your landlord. You need to speak to somebody. It feels like it looks like it's time to move, or the time is coming upon you. Okay, well, maybe your lease is up or whatever. Maybe you're not sure what you're going to do about this. It seems like there's a change of plans, like I talked about. Not everything this week is going to go to plan. Oh, this is why you're getting keys. You are the queen of keys. Okay, so let's talk about this. I think that you're worried. I think you're worried about a move. I think maybe you feel unprepared as far as a move is concerned. You don't feel like you have your funds in order. Maybe you feel that you don't have your credit in order either. Random side note: if you're moving, it feels like something might be broken. Might be your bed. Maybe you're hiring a mover or whatever, or your stuff is in storage. Maybe this is you getting your stuff out of storage. Maybe so. Okay. Gemini. What's going on with Gemini? There is obviously something going on with a pet. So if this is a move, yes, it seems like maybe you're getting a letter for your pet. Maybe you have a restricted animal, a restricted breed, and maybe this is something that's an issue for you too. What is going on with Gemini? Yes, you're having an issue with your landlord. Maybe it's a past landlord. It seems like there is something that is a credit issue that is blocking you from being able to move forward. It looks like that at first, Gemini. But this looks like something, there's a dilemma that you're dealing with that is resolvable. But it feels that you're panicked about it. But it also feels that it's necessary to stay calm in order for because it looks like you're panicking because you don't know how something is going to play out. Something that's obviously important, a job, a roof over your head, a relationship. You're going to figure this out. It seems like you're just trying to do too many things at one time. You might have an issue with your internet this week. Um, Fact and logic. It seems like Spirit wants you to look at the facts. They want you to stay logical. It seems like you're going straight into emotional. You're an air sign, though. Anyway, Spirit wants you to look at the facts. They want you to stay logical. It seems like you're making a logical decision this week, not an emotional one. And for some of you, the power of friendship is what this is. Like there's a friend that could possibly be talking you back down to this earth because it just seems like you kind of lost your mind this week. So there might be a friend that kind of grounds you, that tells you to look at the facts, to be logical, all right, to kind of come down from this anxiety attack that you're having this week. Some of you, somebody smokes a lot of weed. So you could be receiving a text from someone this week. What am I calling you? Sagittarius. Maybe it's a Sagittarius. You're deleting somebody's number. Seems like you're deleting somebody out of your phone. Or this is somebody is deleting a message because they don't want you to see it. It's a very incriminating message, by the way. Whatever this is, this somebody feels like they have to go to the lengths to delete it so that you don't see it. Whatever you might see, especially as far as a message or something that is written, might really hurt your feelings. Somebody's like leaving a note for you or whatever. Or there's something that you find out on social media that might be what's causing you to feel emotional. But it looks like, okay, so some of you are business owners, and this is where the stress is. You're moving like to a different shop. I'm not sure what this is. Oh, some of you, I mentioned to you, you're very creative. You paint. Maybe you are a tattoo artist or this sort of thing. Or you do something spiritual for work. It just seems like there's somebody at work that you can't stand. So yeah, this whole thing about keeping your composure. You might want to, I'm not saying you should put your hands on somebody, Gemini. That's the opposite of what I'm saying. But you might feel like you want to, unless you just have a lot of drama going on at work. And maybe there's people at work that are not getting along. Some people at work that are not team players. Maybe you got a lot of people that run their mouth and complain at work. You might actually work with the public. Maybe you work with children. Or maybe, like I said, you work from home and there's just a whole bunch of chaos and horseplay. Maybe your animals are fighting. So let's talk about it. Reconciliations. So it definitely feels like there could be more than one person that could be coming to reconcile with you. And maybe it's not that there's been drama. It just feels like maybe you're catching up with someone, Gemini or Crosswatcher, but it definitely feels like somebody is coming to communicate with you. You could definitely be reconciling with certain individuals. You gotta be somebody that writes. There are some things that maybe you've been working on, some things that maybe you really want to see happen. It seems like Spirit is preparing you, and this is why you're seeing all these numbers, Gemini. It seems like something that you really want is getting ready to come into fruition. You haven't seen it for a while. You haven't seen any sort of movement take place, but now it seems like something is that is being prepared for you by your spirit guides is now beginning to come into form for you. So this whole thing about a contract, I think that's what this is. I think some of you are getting a yes, and that's what this whole thing is about. Keys. It could be keys to a new vehicle, as I mentioned to you, because it seems like something could be going on with your vehicle. You could be signing a new contract for this, or this is you're moving in somewhere and you're getting approved. Maybe this has just been very stressful for you. It seems like your luck is getting ready to change. And if you are a business owner, I feel that more people are starting to come into your business, especially if you're advertising more. And this is why strangers are kind of seeing what it is that you're doing or posting or stepping in to hear what you're saying. But trust and believe the competition, they're amongst the watchers. So it seems like there's, am I trying to say competitors that are trying to knock you off, trying to create distractions for you. Yes, come on. Something that you're doing is grabbing a lot of attention. It has something to do with your gifts. So, whatever this project is that you're getting ready to work on, it looks like I mentioned to you, people are gravitating to it, people are here for it. They want to know more about you, Gemini. So that's what I mean. Some of these people that are watching you, I just mentioned to you earlier, there's something that's just very unique about you where people are just, it's this uniqueness is grabbing the attention of others. Yep. See, the competition. There's somebody that's after your title, your status. Okay? Because whatever you're doing, you're shining at it. You do whatever you do well. Somebody doesn't like that. And the issue is seeing the fruits of your effort, okay? Because it seems like you're really striving, you're really working very hard towards something. And maybe this is why you're just really stressed out. It's like, well, when is this going to happen? I mentioned to you earlier, there's something a goal that you have, you're feeling very impatient about it, about getting to where you want to be. It's going to work out for you, just as I mentioned to you. Things are starting to come into fruition. It just feels like what Spirit wants you to do is to stay consistent with something that you're doing. So there may be a messenger that Spirit brings, or maybe there's more than one messenger that comes in this week that Spirit sends into your path to help you. It seems like this might be like a random meeting with a stranger, but these are people that are strategically placed into your life to help you with something that you feel is virtually impossible. See, it seems like you called on your angels and it seems like they're responding with a particular need that you have. So there's some money that maybe you really needed. You call on your angels, they give you the messenger. The messenger shows up. The person, the individual shows up to help you with something. Yeah, but just know that your angels have not left you. They're helping you through a particular dilemma that you're dealing with. It definitely feels like it's a financial need, something that just seems like you can't. You've been doing everything you possibly can to try to get on track. It seems like now you have the ability to do so, or at least you come up with a solution to be able to make it possible. Again, there's some sort of contract. You're signing on the dotted line for something. Something is finally a yes for you. And it gives you this movement forward. Where, like I said, it's just been a challenge for you to get to where you need to be. Spirit comes in to clear away some sort of an obstacle. Let's talk about it because it seems like something was in your way. And now here come your angels. You got Archangel Michael right here that comes in to clear away this obstacle. I was mentioning to you earlier, your angels are at the ready with whatever it is that you need. Call on your angels if that is something that you believe in. If it's not, disregard that information. But whomever this message is genuinely for, this is what your spirit guides want you to know. They're trying to make you aware of what's really going on in your situation. It's just that you don't see that things are starting to come into fruition, and that it's already done in the 5D. It's just in the 3D where you are, on where we are on this earth. Things are starting to now be set in motion. It's just that you're stressed out because you don't see that playing out. You got an Aquarius, the water bearer, that shows up in your reading. So there's definitely an aqua that could be helpful with something that you're doing this week. It seems like you're being chosen, you're being included, and it feels like it has something to do with an opportunity or several opportunities that may present themselves this week. So, Spirit, this is again why Spirit is saying get to a place of calm so that you can clearly hear and tune in to what your angels are trying to tell you and what your higher self is trying to tell you. Same thing. Angels, your higher self, and they're all connected, so that you can figure out this dilemma. Staying in this state of mind is going to prolong your situation and make you focus on what's not going right in your life rather than focusing on the solution. It's normal for you to panic and for you to worry, but Spirit is saying the point is to clear away the obstacle, because this is something that can be moved. Clearly, this is what Spirit is trying to show you. You don't see that at the beginning of the week. It doesn't seem evident to you. But once you calm down, yeah, and get some Zen in your life, the solution is so simple. Something that just seemed like it was impossible at the beginning of the week becomes a lot clearer to you before this week is over. Spirit guides, the advice for the Gemini nation for the next 7 days. No longer holds power over you. You got to be dealing with a Taurus. Maybe you have Taurus placements. Something, as I mentioned to you at the beginning of the week, that held so much power over you mentally. This could even be some spell work that's being done in the background. Yeah, because I obviously see that. I don't really want to dive into that. Just know that it's there. See it, but don't see it. It affects you. It can. Don't let it affect you like this, okay? For some of you, that does exist in the background. But the issue is not the issue. The solution is that you have the ability to break away, dissolve attachments of the past with love. For some of you, this is the past. The past holds so much power over you mentally and emotionally, to the point that I feel that you're kind of lost in the past. Your spirit guides say whatever has been holding you back, this is the week where now you see what it is. And this particular thing, whether it's a person, a circumstance, or what have you, you have the ability to remove this attachment where it no longer holds this power over you. Because let's talk about it. I was telling you that some of you do have magic that's being done, and this is someone trying to create obstacles for you, to make things particularly difficult for you. Again, it's out of jealousy, it's out of nosiness, this sort of thing. And it's, for some of you, it's the competition or someone that sees you as competition. But the point is, Spirit says, you might be, especially if somebody is working on you like this, you might be giving that way too much of your attention. And you might really be under the impression that these people or these circumstances and the things that they're throwing at you really hold that much power over you. No, you just don't realize how powerful your mind is and how much you might really be feeding into this magic. Why are they doing this? Because you're bright. You shine brightly. You uplift others. This is your purpose here on this earth, is to be a messenger. And it seems that someone is trying to hold you back. Or you have somebody that's in your life that is like an energy vampire. And so you have somebody just kind of feeding on you. And it doesn't even have to be somebody that you know. These could be perfect strangers that could be throwing this energy at you, Gemini. But like I said, don't let that be something that distracts you at all. That's what it's designed to do, is to be a distraction, to throw you off throw you off of your purpose. The way is clear. Confirmation. We just talked about that your spirit guides come in to clear the way. It might feel, right? Like we talked about it, like others are throwing obstacles. Your guides are saying, no, you have a way to clear this out. You have a way to remove these obstacles. Remember, it no longer holds power over you. Awaken the power within you. Spirit says you have the ability to remove these obstacles. It is safe to let go. It feels, Gemini, that we talked about the past. Your guides are saying it's safe to let go. Or this is a parental figure. Maybe your child is not a little child, and maybe they're an adult, and maybe it's just hard to let go because you just want to keep them safe. You want to shelter them. You want them to be good. You know what I mean? It just seems like you don't want your kid to go through something. But whatever this happens to be, it's safe to let go. It's safe to let go of whatever this is. Trust what you need is there. This feels like this is in the future. Seems like that's what you're so worried about. Your guides are saying, trust that what you need is on the other side of whatever dilemma this is. Gemini. With that, this concludes your 7-day forecast with angelic ascensions. If this reading was helpful to you, Gemini, give this reading a thumbs up. Consider subbing to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. Leave a comment below. You never know how your bravery and honesty and sharing your story may help another in the comments. Thank you, Gemini and cross watchers, for joining me today. Obviously, some Capricorns are out there too. Got some Capricorn cross watchers. Thank you, Gemini, for tuning in. Have a blessed, beautiful, and productive week. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out, Gemini Nation.